Conservative House Leader Andrew Scheer just absolutely wiped the floor with Mark Carney. He just put out a brilliant new ad talking about Mark Carney's awful start, and especially his last week, which was very, very bad for him. So we're going to have a look at this. It's a few minutes long. But before we do get into that, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps grow the channel, and I appreciate you guys so much for watching. So, without further ado, let's have a look, and then we'll talk about it after like usual.
Well, Parliament's back, and Mark Carney had a terrible week. He promised Canadians that he was the man with the plan, would move at unimaginable speeds. Well, anyone who believed him must be severely disappointed. Let's take a quick look at just some of the ways that Mark Carney let you down this week.
Mr. Speaker, I don't even know where to begin with that. That's right.
First up, Mark Carney went and met with the Premier of China. Did he get an end to unfair tariffs on Canadian canola? No. He actually praised the Premier of China for China's record on the environment.
They are, amongst other things, very sincere and engaged on climate. This is a country run by engineers.
This despite the fact that China is responsible for 35% of all global CO2 emissions and is building new coal-fired electrical plants at record speeds. Meanwhile, while he was praising China for its terrible environment performance, he had his Liberal MPs vote to keep the production cap on Canadian oil and gas. Oh, and there he is, running away from Parliament before question period so that he doesn't get embarrassed. There he goes. This isn't surprising at all. After the week he's had, it's no wonder he's desperately trying to avoid any kind of accountability. Coming in at number 2, the Independent Parliamentary Budget Officer, Parliament's budget watchdog, came out with shocking numbers today. Mark Carney's deficit will be $68 billion.
I mean, good Lord. And he hasn't even been prime minister for the whole year. Even when January rolls around, it still would have only been 10 months. So it's not even a full 12 months. $68 billion. And then, of course, China, they have their tariffs on our canola oil. And yet, where are his elbows? I thought elbows up against tariffs. No, we're just going to pretend to have our tariffs up against Donald Trump, but we're going to do nothing. Not even say a slogan against China. Nothing against China, of course. Praising China when they are the worst country in the world in terms of producing coal. All these coal plants that they keep building at rapid speed. When Mark Carney says at speed in which never has been seen before, that's how fast China's building these coal plants. And all that carbon, which apparently the Liberals hate so much, well, when China does it, they praise it. Isn't that weird? How weird.
During the campaign, when he needed your vote, he promised, he put in the Liberal platform, made a written commitment that the deficit would never go higher than $63 billion. Well, he's blown past that promise. That means under Mark Carney, more of your tax dollars is going to go to pay the interest on the debt than on healthcare or the military. 11 cents out of every dollar you'll pay in taxes will go to pay bankers and bondholders just on the debt that the Carney-Trudeau Liberals have racked up.
It should be very alarming, right? These are, I don't know, I think I used the words in French, and which the translators probably got really well, like stupefying, shocking, right? This is not, like, it's not a funny fiscal outlook. It's a really serious fiscal outlook.
It's devastating.
And we don't lightly use the word unsustainable, right? Unsustainable means you don't have the option of saying, maybe I'll wait a couple of years, I'll see how things go. It means if you don't change, this is done, right?
Next, we've got to address the ostrich situation in British Columbia. This Liberal government has done
okay. So again, a lot of people upset at the lack of coverage on this by the federal Conservatives. Now, there were people, Mr. Sunshine, Clyde, Aviva, Fry, Marty, who were applying the pressure on social media, and it seemed to have an effect, as we've seen now that Conservative MPs federally have started to mention this. And now the Conservative House Leader is mentioning it. So it's good that the awareness is spreading. There's not, unfortunately, anything they can do about it, but it is good that the awareness is spreading. I do think eventually Pierre will say something. That being said, the people who are over upset at Pierre right now for not mentioning it, it's a bit ridiculous. It is a big deal. I understand. I'm not downplaying the situation. I'm just saying a lot of people are now saying they won't vote for him, which now helps the Liberals get in, which hurts Canadian people. And if you care about Canadian ostriches, I would imagine you would care enough about Canadian people to do what you can to make sure the Liberals don't win. Hold Pierre accountable. Call him out when he does something or doesn't do something that you don't like, for sure. But let's not turn on the guy to ensure another Liberal victory.
Terrible job being accountable and transparent. These animals are the private property of the farm owners, and if the government is going to come along and forcibly cull these birds, they have to explain why. Mark Carney has to answer for their lack of transparency, for their delays, and for the mismanagement of this issue. We're calling on the government to do the right thing. Last and certainly not least, but definitely worst, Mark Carney's Public Safety Minister, Gary Anandasangri. Mark Carney is going ahead with Justin Trudeau's gun grab. The only problem for him is that the Minister of Public Safety himself was caught on tape admitting that this program won't work and that everyone involved knows it won't work.
He told the individual in that conversation that you can't explain the logic of the buyback program. If the public safety minister in charge of implementing the program can't explain its justification, why should Canadians accept one?
They know it's going to go over budget, but they're plowing ahead with it anyway, purely for crass political purposes. But that didn't stop Mark Carney from going ahead with $750 million of your tax dollars being wasted on a gun grab scheme.
The Minister of Public Safety is doing it right. He's correcting an inefficient system to provide Canadians with fair...
Under Mark Carney, violent crime has shot up. Over half of Canadians say they don't even feel safe in their own neighborhoods anymore. And Mark Carney is doubling down on the same failed Trudeau-era policies that caused the problem in the first place.
Right, because they won't put people in jail when they commit heinous crimes. It's absolutely absurd.
This has been just 1 week of Mark Carney in Parliament. Turns out Mark Carney isn't special. He's just another Liberal.
Just another Liberal, but even worse. He's the king of all Liberals, and he's even worse than the last guy who was dubbed the Idiot King because of how stupid his policies were. Now, again, I would disagree that Trudeau is stupid. He's not stupid. He was just evil. And if you think Justin Trudeau is evil, just wait until you see what Mark Carney has in store for the country. And we're already starting to see it. Ridiculous spending, promises, and then nothing done. Nothing even progressing. Nothing even close. And they keep talking, well, this fall we're going to table this and table that. Yeah. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. That's what we've been hearing for 10 years. It's time to stop believing Liberals that when they talk. Enough talk, just do it. You had 3 months to get some bills prepared when you guys were on vacation on our dime. As soon as Parliament came back on the 15th, they should have had something ready to go. They don't. Because they're going to prolong it, just like their budget. They said they were going to put it out in October. Now they're going to put it out in November. Let's see if they backtrack on that as well. They said that they'd have a trade deal done with Trump on the 21st of July. Then it was August 1st, and here we are. It's almost October. We still have nothing. We don't even know if there's any progress on it. And Mark Carney's doing everything he can to piss off Trump because he doesn't want a deal because it's helping him politically, at least for now. That's when you'll see a trade deal done, is when people start putting the pressure on him to get one done, and not having a deal hurts him politically. Just watch. But I love what Andrew Scheer did here, and he's a very strong member of Parliament for the Conservative. That's why he's the House Leader, because he's not overly aggressive, but he speaks firmly and he tells you like it is, and they're talking about the most important issues to spread awareness. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Get these messages out to everyone you can, because we need change and we need it now.